Hello there and welcome to episode 7 of my playthrough of the 2018 Harebrained Schemes BattleTech game. Today I will be tackling Priority Mission 4 on Smithon, so let's get right into this and launch contract. Oh, there's no mission briefing today, so we're right into the mech bay, so I'll just clear everything here so that I can show you which mechs we're taking today and which mech warriors will accompany them. Now, this mission is probably the hardest mission in the game when you kind of take into account where we are in the game and the type of mission that this is. Obviously there are priority missions where you get much heavier mechs thrown at you as opponents, but I think this one is a real challenge. Also a challenge because I am trying to go for all the secondary priorities? Yeah, no, that's not right. I am going for all the secondary objectives. That's the word that I am looking for during this playthrough, and we're on Ironman mode as well. So I think it's like an achievement if I can do every secondary objective on Ironman, because if you lose one of the priority missions, you actually lose the entire game. So that's not good, especially when I'm recording this, obviously. So there's kind of the gauntlet set, and I think this is one of the hardest secondary missions to actually get, or the secondary objectives to get. So let's talk about the lance that I'm going to bring today, and it's going to be slightly different from my usual setup. If you've been watching previous episodes, you know that I like to bring 2 tanks and 2 jump capable mechs. Today we're just going to bring 1 jump capable mech and 3 tanks, because we're really going to have to hold it together and deal out quite a lot of damage with the 3 core mechs who will run the foundation stone of our tactics, and then we'll bring 1 lighter, not necessarily faster but more manoeuvrable mech with jump jets who can go and take the secondary objective. So let's talk about the quicker mech first, and it will be the Enforcer today, and that will of course be piloted by Oculus. This Enforcer, Lucy, is just beautiful. It's got a UAC 5 double plus on there. The double plus weaponry in this game for UACs is just gorgeous. It's basically lighter than the regular equivalent. So in the UAC 5 double plus's case, it's 2 tons lighter, which on medium mechs just makes such a massive difference, because that extra 2 tons that you can work with just gives you so many more options to play around with. So big fan of that. UAC weaponry is without a doubt the best weapon or the best weapons in this game. There are obviously 4 variants of them. I'm also a massive fan of LBX weaponry and the pulse weaponry. Again, if you've been watching my previous episodes, you'll know that I tend to rock them quite often, so no different today. And Lucy has also got 3 EM M lasers, just in case. She'll be running quite hot, will Lucy, but I've kind of given over a lot of her tonnage weight over to heat management. Wouldn't be able to put the 3 ERM lasers on there if not for the UAC 5's bonus of being 2 tons lighter, so that basically puts an exchanger on there, which means all my weapon heat is lowered by 10%. So that's great, obviously. And just a glorious Lost Tech Enforcer. So beautiful. I've also, see there, I've actually got another exchanger on there. That's the plus variant. So there are 5 tons of exchanges on here, and that gives us minus 15% weapon heat, which stacks. So overall we generate a quarter less heat on every weapon than we usually would, which is very good when we've got these ERM lasers on there causing 20 heat. So that obviously is down to 15 for them. So that's really nice, given that they do that extra damage. So they do 10 extra damage than a regular M laser, and they've got much better range, so double win there. In terms of Oculus, who is obviously our company, actually no, we're not a company yet, we don't have 12 mechs. He is mercenary unit leader, whatever. We've got more than a lance. What we got? We've got 2 lances. Yeah, 1 3/4 lances, so it's not going too badly. See, I've got more variety of mechs now. I've got a little fire starter on the books. Actually, no, we do have more than that, because I've got quite a few in cold storage as well. So, yeah, we will call it a company. It can be a company. Why not? And obviously his stats are very, very good now for this point in the game. I've had to do a lot of grind, obviously, because I canned all the like the base mech warriors that come with the game. So I've basically got my own recruits and built them up, and yeah, that means a lot more grind, I'm afraid. So, well, actually, I don't mind doing that. It makes the game a lot more fun, and you can really kind of impose your company's identity on the game, as opposed to having people thrown at you who you can't amend their profile pictures or anything like that. So that's why, if you're wondering, I've got quite an experienced mech warrior at this point in the game, and I am playing on slow experience. It's because we've just done so many down missions. So next up, we've got 3 tanks to bring, and the eagle-eyed amongst you, if you can see this mech with my giant head, I think my head is somewhere around this area, so you might be able to see the mech list above that, but you see we've got a Marauder now, which is awesome, because the Marauder is just a wonderful mech. I talked about in a previous video how there are kind of 3 heavy mechs that you should really try to get as quickly as you can, especially before this mission. It's really important you've got at least one of those mechs going into this, and that's the Marauder, the 3R variant, the Warhammer 6R variant, and the Orion, I want to say, is it the V variant? Possibly, I can't remember off the top of my head. But there are certain variants that you can find in the stores in the periphery. So you'll find one piece of salvage of it randomly on a planet somewhere. And obviously, I mean, I've got it set to 4 points of salvage to make a full mech. So you probably, if you're just playing this, casually, you've probably got it set to 3, so it'll be easy for you to get them. And you can find those 3 mechs basically in most locations out on the periphery, so it doesn't take you too long to get them. There are other mechs you can get as well, other heavy variants like the Archer. Stretching my memory, is it the 2R? I think it's the 2R. I don't like that variant of the Archer in this game though, which I won't talk about here, but that is quite easy to find as well. And at this stage in the game, if you are only able to get the Archer, I'll just call it the R variant, that's absolutely a massive step up from the medium mechs that you get. You can use it as an LRM platform or an SRM platform. So, yeah, I'd still attest to that the Warhammer, the Marauder, and the Orion are just amazing heavy mechs and real game changer if you can get them. So, Marauder first, and in the Marauder today, we will put Lady Death Lotus in the Marauder. She's coming along nicely. She's 6 on everything now for skill, so that's not too bad. In terms of loadout, this is a real bad boy. We've got a UAC 20 double plus, 2 regular M lasers and 2 M pulses, and we've got the Lance Command mod, which some mechs have these built into their system. The Warhammer has got one as well, which I'll talk about in a second. These are really powerful, and really kind of step these heavy mechs up to assault level in a lot of respects. I mean, just look at the bonuses here. You get a cold shot advantage, so that is, I believe, for your entire lance. So that's really... actually, I'm not sure if it is or not. No, it's not. It says there specifically, cold shots executed by the Marauder pilot. So, okay, stand corrected on that one. Marauder only counts for your mech warrior for the cold shot. But then you can see there, because it tells you in brackets, there is minus 10 damage across the entire lance. That's really powerful. So if you're getting hit by an AC-20 shell, it will only do 90 damage out in the open as opposed to 100. So that can be the difference between keeping and losing an arm sometimes. So great. In terms of its loadout, I'm basically running this as my finisher mech. You can see its firepower is pretty amazing there at 380 on Alpha Strike. That's actually an Alpha Strike that's not too far away from the reality. Usually when you're looking at max damage, it can be, you've got to be a bit careful because it's damage spread out, and each thing that you hit with, the game will roll a dice for you to see where it hits. A UAC, it rolls 2 dice for you, and each one of those dice do 120 damage, which is just utterly lethal. I mean, that will destroy most things, most light and medium mechs. I could do a one-shot salvo with that. It'll wreck a leg or a side torso, or maybe even a center torso. So that's incredible. The other weaponry on there is obviously just for support, and for heat management, probably drop M pulses because they generate a lot of heat, but they do a lot of very nice damage. and they've got great accuracy as well. So again, lots of heat management on here. We've got two exchange of pluses, we've got a regular heat bank, and we've got a heat bank double plus, which is the best heat bank in the game. They're only ever 1 ton, but like the double plus variants take up a lot more slots, so they're harder to get on like assault mechs because so much of your stuff is used, or so many of your slots are used on assault mechs. But for heavier and medium mechs, it's a lot easier because you don't tend to use all your slots anyway. Next up, we've got the Warhammer, and in the Warhammer we'll be using Vortex today because the Warhammer runs very hot and he's got the highest gut skill, apart from Oculus, but Oculus isn't really in the what I'll call like the direct fire lance. He's my jumpy, manoeuvrable objective capture in this mission. The Warhammer, first of all, let's very quickly talk about optimized capacitors. It's quite simple. This gives us plus 20 energy damage, so that's to any green weapon. Important to know, it doesn't apply to support weaponry, so I don't get the extra percentage bonus on ERS lasers because they're technically support, which is kind of odd because they're still like lasers, but hey, they've probably done some math in that and figured out it was just too strong, or it would have just given it too much of a buff and it would have been lethal. Probably right, because the melee of the Warhammer is so good, a total damage of 100, which is insane. So obviously that plus the ERS laser makes this guy a genuine Warhammer. I mean, he just goes and batters the opposition to death. I've swapped out the loadout quite a lot on the Warhammer actually, but today I'm running 2 snub PPCs instead of the 2 regular PPCs. Much prefer that because I'm running the Warhammer as like the armor stripper, and then the Marauder is like the mech that goes and like delivers the final blow with that UAC double 20. So he's got a very simple role here, just to basically beat up the opposition and take fire. That's exactly what I did in the last priority mission that I recorded, and he got pretty badly damaged. Like they stripped off a lot of his armour, got into the internal structure as well. There was no like major drama or anything like that, and he did his job. But even at 70 ton, it's not like you're running an Atlas, which is a 100 ton mech that can basically just get shot at all day because its armour levels are incredible. The Warhammer's still, it's a heavy mech and it's a very good heavy mech, but it's not like, it can't be shot at by things like AC-20s without consequences because the armour on it is not that good. What else we got on here? 2 end pulses as well, just for a bit of backup. So this chap is running very, very hot. However, we've got an incredible amount of heat management on here. We've got 1 double heat sink, we've got 2 regular heat banks, and we've got 1 heat exchanger double plus and an exchanger plus. So that gives our full heat efficiency of Alpha Strike 85, heat sinking 36. Obviously we are running hot, but Vortex has pretty good gut skills, and as well, I'm probably not going to be alpha striking. Like, it's very, unusual for me to be going in and firing all the weapons there, because if I'm close enough to another mech and I need to sink heat, I'll just go and punch it in the face and then sink all the heat, or sink most of it, because we'll obviously shoot the ERS lasers after we do a physical attack. And then finally, we'll just bring this Centurion today. So he is like the final of the kind of, for want of a better term, direct fire lance, or well, 3/4 lance, because the Enforcer's going to be hey-hoing it away trying to get the secondary objective. And changed his loadout a little bit. He's now got the LB-10X on there, so that's to do a little bit of extra stability damage and just to harass the opposition. ERS laser on there, and an M laser double plus, so that gives us extra accuracy. I always like going with the extra accuracy M lasers on the torsos or the right torsos, because if you put a weapon on the arm, it gets an advantage to like percentage when you come to targeting your opposition. You don't get that on the centre torso, so if you put the plus on there, it kind of negates the fact that it's not on the arms, if that makes sense. And then we've got a host of SRM weaponry on there, so 10 SRMs, which is nice. That's some pretty decent like stability damage, and you see his firepower there is looking really healthy. 215 on a 50 ton mech, which is great. And I think we'll bring we'll bring Talon, because she's got the like little high spirits bonus, so she'll give us a little bit of extra resolve, I believe, with that bonus. So let's go ahead and deploy here. Now, as I said, this mission is a tough one, and I remember the first time that I did this, I got pretty badly chewed up. I remember I was fine, I did it, but I certainly missed the secondary, I remember that. And I think, if memory serves me rightly, I lost a couple of arms on mechs because you get so much thrown at you and there's so much going on. There are like turrets and there are like ammo dumps that you can blow up and there are secondary missions that you can go for. I think if you just go into this blind, you just end up kind of getting lost in the mix. And especially given where we are at this point in the game, you're not going to have an assault mech. Well, you might have, and you might have looked out and got something like a Banshee. But even a Banshee is not a good mech, really, even as a 95-ton mech. It's really good at physical attacks, but it's not an assault mech of choice, let's put it that way. You might have been able to pick up a Stalker. Stalker's a great mech, obviously, so that could be something. But if you play in this game like quite organically, chances are you'll only have one or two heavy mechs and like a host of medium and light mechs. Anyway, here we are. So I'll let Lady Kameo Irano describe to you what's happening on this mission now. So, welcome to Smithon, Commander. The bulk of our army is entrenched in the capital, exchanging fire with what's left of the Directorate's defence force. The battle is leaning in our favour, but we're running low on ammunition. This is where you come in. The structure before you is a munitions dump that the Directorate stole from House Karossos. I need you to take it back, find all hostile units and eliminate them. Our combat support staff will handle the rest. I've highlighted several optional objectives for you on this mission that all pay equally well. Saving some of the ammunition that's already packaged for transport will earn you a bonus payment if you manage to preserve the bulk of the ammunition. You will receive a second cumulative payment. Finally, I will pay you a bounty for any Directorate transports you manage to destroy during the engagement. This assignment comes with risks. The facility is heavily guarded, and if any of those munition crates come to fire, the resulting explosion will deal high level of damage to anything caught in the blast. This includes Directorate units, so feel free to target the crates yourself, but know that you may be sacrificing a bonus in doing so.
Good hunting, Commander. Take out those battle mechs and mine the crates.
So, you can see here that the secondary objectives are always like the little crosses without the big orange triangles around it. So it says here we can save 6 ammo crates or save 3 ammo crates. So we have a total of, that looks like 8 to me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, there are 8 ammo crates, so we can afford to destroy 2 of them without consequence, which we certainly will be doing because this mission can be quite difficult, as I say. But there is an unknown yet secondary objective in this mission as well. And to do that, and just let me get my bearings here, because it's been a while since I've done this mission. Yeah, okay, so somewhere in here there spawns like an ammo truck, and I think there are 2 of them, and you basically, they skirt away very quickly. I think that they get away after like 2 or 3 turns, so you've got to be really, really on it to get them. So we're going to use Oculus in the Enforcer's not a quick mech, but it's jump capable, so that's fine. So we'll bring the Enforcer over in this like left-hand direction, and everyone else. Oh well, I say everyone else. What I'll do is actually I'm going to put my 2 big tanky-esque mechs over here. We're just going to run them behind this hill, and I'm going to run the Centurion up just to give Oculus a bit of support here, because this turret is quite annoying and you should try and take it out as quickly as possible. This is why it's good to have at least 2 heavy mechs like in support of your lance, because they can take up a lot of flak in this area. You'll also note that rather than going up this hill in the centre, I'm going to actually concede that to the opposition, and I'm actually going to use this as my centre. The reason being that there's a lot of nice terrain here to hide in. So there are these like mineral deposits where you get a bonus to defense, and there's trees obviously as well here. The mineral deposits are quite weird though, because you get a bonus for your defense, but it also makes it harder for you to hit the opposition, so I don't particularly like using them very often. Sometimes they can be useful, but not always, unfortunately. So my intention is to try and harass them enough to like bring them on a chase into this kill zone here, where I can at least try and destroy like one or 2 of these ammo crates, and just give them something to think about while Oculus goes and gets the secondary objectives, and I've got the Centurion then who can kind of just harass anyone who tries to come in around this centre area here. So let's see if we can do this. I'm just going to ignore everyone with Oculus in the first instance and just sprint over here. Hopefully he's got enough evasion points to kind of negate any serious damage while he's sprinting. And now, so Talon, we'll go and try and take out this turret, which she should be able to do relatively well. Yeah, very comfortably there, I think. Let's just take the SRM4 off that. So there's no, to my knowledge, there are no turret generators in this mission. So you've got to destroy the turrets like singular. That's quite annoying, but that is the annoying one there, because it's got so much visibility in the battlefield. This spider kind of operates the same way. It's quite annoying that it's there, because I'm going to have to ignore it in the first instance to let Oculus go get the objective. So it can see those two medium mechs, and so that they can be targeted like this by LRM fire. But I'm not too bothered about that. You know, as long as we're not getting like rained down like LRM 20s and PPCs on us, we should be okay with those two. Just going to run my two big heavy mechs here. Again, I'm trying to present them with a tempting target like this, because I've got so many evasion points, and I'm in the like mineral field there, that I'm kind of confident that we'll be safe. That supply truck is running with a full load of ammunition. Don't let it escape. So now the secondary objective, you can see, has just appeared. So prevent the first transport from escaping. The fact it said first means that there's going to be a second, so it can get quite dicey, this particular mission. But it's a very fun mission, though. I mean, I'll absolutely give it that. It's to my mind, it's the best mission, like priority mission in this game. It's the most interesting. It's the most going on. It's got a really nice map as well. Lots of fun opponents like come at you quite quickly as well. So very nice. And we're getting like spammed by PPC strikes here, but they've so far have not been landing. That's another one, I think. No, what was that? I didn't see that. Anyway, whatever. Right, Oculus first. So Oculus can just run up here and hopefully just take this this mobile HQ out. So we've got some really nice percentages there. That's because of Oculus's very nice shooting level. So there goes one. So this is good, and I think another one will spam very shortly, maybe on even the next turn. In terms of losing that objective, you have got to be careful, because literally at the top here, that's where like the end of that road is, and if it gets there, you basically lose the secondary objective. So be slightly careful of that. Now, percentages are absolutely awful. However, you do have a cheeky wee. Just going to play it a little bit savvy with the Centurion here. I'm actually going to sensor lock this fire starter just in time, hopefully. It may have moved already. I may have messed that up. I can't remember. But no, it hasn't. So that just means that our big lads can go in and get a really nice shot on this chap now. And he's got our rear. He's exposed his rear there, so he's going to be in a lot of trouble. If we go a little bit higher there, you can see we get a nice percentage hit. Well, if we hit with at least one of those UAC 20s, we're going to destroy a lot of him. So let's just take off the impulses here, just to conserve as much heat as we can. And there he goes. That's a good start, because that fire starter is annoying, especially in the climate that we're in, because we're in the desert. So we'll generally have quite a lot of heat, and don't want a fire starter running around my ankles, like heating my mechs up. That would not be good. Now, what can we do with you? You see, we can target the ammunition crate there to destroy the turrets. Both of those turrets, I think, are in that destruction zone, which that's kind of the clue that you need where he puts the turrets there, because that's the ammo dump you really need to be kind of trying to corral them into. We'll just go down the hill a little bit with the Warhammer and see what we can do here. And I'm tempted, actually, to just pop these two turrets to get rid of them. Don't think that will necessarily work. We'll probably be able to take A out, but not B. I don't think the snub PPC alone won't be enough to take it out. No, didn't think so. It's a good idea to get rid of the turrets on this though, because they can sensor lock you and they are annoying. So just be careful. If you can just spare that like one extra like salvo to take it out, which like I will be able to on that other turret. Or if they corral all their mechs into that zone, obviously, then you can use that ammo crate to destroy the turrets. But that was, I think, certainly the wise move there, because I can now, like, I can try to force them as much as possible to come down, and they're not going to be able to sensor lock me from afar with that particular, or that dual turrets that exist there. Cicada that. Ooh, nasty. Got a hit there with the PPC. Oculus next. So let's. I think we're just gonna run down here, and I'm just gonna do a precision strike on this because I really don't want to mess around and risk not blowing it up, because I need Oculus to kind of do some like up top out flanking for us now. So that's the difficult secondary objective done. The other one is just on us. So as long as we don't destroy the ammo dumps, we'll get all the secondary missions. So all we have to do now is basically survive and not die. Ooh, you can just go and finish off that annoying turret. So we've got some pretty hefty mechs here against us. We've got a dragon. We've got another annoying turret back there, but I think once Oculus is out of the way, that's not going to be an issue anymore over there. The two big lads now get to move. So where shall we see what percentages we can get? I kind of want him in the trees just to keep him a little bit out of the out of getting too much damage. Ooh, actually, can we target that ammo crate over there? Just looking at the one the dragon's in, I don't think we can, unfortunately. Dragon's a bit of a threat here. Jenna is a threat as well. I don't think I can do that. I just don't have the range with these two. Also, my percentages are pretty rotten. Well, let's go into the woods, because that's always good to do. And we've got a griffin over there. We've got a panther. So that's where all the PPCs are coming from. I'll do a precision strike here and just try and really hurt this Jenna, because that's quite an annoying mech to have like running around your ankles. So we've taken out, believe it'll be 2 of its M lasers. The SRM4 is on the centre of Jenna. I know because I've just painted one today. I painted a Cretan Jenna. So it's kind of fresh in my mind. And we can hopefully then just take you out with Delilah. We won't be using the UAC. 20 over 60% on that rotten, which is completely understandable, because we fired it in the previous turn, so we got recall penalty on that. And there goes the Jenna. So I'm quite happy about it, because the Jenna is like the threat really amongst the light mechs. The other light mechs they've got here, like this guy, I mean, doing a physical attack against Centurion, really? Oh, he does have a machine gun though. That can be annoying. That can give you a headshot quite easily, which is quite frustrating, but not this time. Panther's annoying as well, obviously, because it's got the PPC. So you can see there we've already got some structure exposed on Paul Lucy. However, I kind of expected that, because I had to run Lucy to the secondary objective, so she's kind of exposed and getting a lot of flack. And it's still leg as well, so I'm not too bothered about that. I've got to be slightly careful with her though. I might, let me think here. Might just try and drop her back a little bit, because there is a weird turret over here that's been shooting at her. Okay, we could go. I think that will keep us away from the turret for sure. Ooh, yeah, there we go. We get a lovely back shot on this spider. Well, maybe not with that heat. We could at least do the UAC 5. Ah, lovely stuff. So we got a crit on the M laser there. And here they come. So they're all running. Plan's working. They're all running down that centre. Or the Griffin has come. So on the next turn, we'll wreck that ammo and hopefully take out the those 2 mechs there. I don't know if it won't kill them per se, but it will certainly hurt them. Let's go and yeah, let's do that. I don't think they're going to necessarily focus on the Centurion there, so we'll just give it. We'll just do that.
Munitions crate down.
So that's destroyed. I think the Panther. Oh, did we not get the? Oh yeah, we did. I was going to say, did we not get the Griffin? We did. I think that took a lot of damage on the Griffin there. Not destroyed, but definitely feeling that. And now you see they've had to change up their tactics. So they were kind of just focusing on Lucy, and now they're like, oh no, we're going to lose the centre. So they've had to kind of like mitigate for that. And what have we got? So the Griffin has really bad rear damage there. The Panther is just a walking tombstone, so we can ignore that. Who do we want to focus on then? I think the Griffin for sure, because the Griffin has got a PPC. So let's try and take out young Griff here. Let's just do this. That's pretty amazing. Yeah, no more manoeuvring for you. I think we've taken the PPC out there as well. I think so. That's the only threat really. The PPCs are the big threat in this one. The Dragon only if it gets close to you. That's where you've got to be careful, because it's just a big heavy mech and it can do you a lot of physical damage. But really in this mission, I'd really advise you focus on the PPC carriers. So that's the Cicada, the Panther and the Griffin. That's 3 PPCs you really don't want to like mess around with. Now, let's just have a look here. Ooh, I can go there and I can pop this other ammo crate. I can actually do a cheeky, maybe I can do a cheeky multi-strike here. It depends. Oh, no, I don't think I can. That will overheat me. I might just do that though. Should I? No, that's pointless. Don't do that. We'll just blow the ammo crate up. So that will hopefully at least take something of the Dragon away with it. No? This will have absolutely wrecked his armour though. Oh, it's done just lots of rear. It's weird how the explosions work. It seems just to target the rear armour. And that Panther there, that poor Panther. I kind of think that, like, I mean, we play like homebrew rules on tabletop, that if a mech loses all its weapons, it basically is an auto eject. You don't get that in this game, but I think there probably should be, because why would you stick around, really? Anyway, let's just, I think I'm just going to keep trying to flak this guy with a UAC 5. So that's fine. I'm just going to keep Oculus there. He's presenting a nice target for them, really. So he's like on this Cicada. The Cicada's just turned his back to my heavy mech, so he's in a lot of trouble, and the Centurion as well. We're not running any heat here, so we don't necessarily have to get into the water. Let's see what our percentages are like. Quite tempted to take a precision shot on that Cicada to take out the last remaining PPC. That should be enough, yeah. It's very, very dangerous to turn your back in this game, which is true to BattleTech in general. The Griffin's now on its feet, but he's lost his teeth here with his PPC. In fact, has he got any weapons left? No, he doesn't. So he's just like the Panther, he's the Walking Dead. We can't destroy any more ammo crates because we are at the max we can do before we lose the bonus. In fact, let's go and we'll get in the water, and I might just try and finish these 2 guys off here. Obviously drop the UAC 20. Let's just try this, see what we can get. And there goes the Panther.
Keep this up and the facility is ours.
No good at all. But that's fine. The Panther can't come and do any physical attacks on us now. Dragon's missed with his AC5 then. We've had a little bit of structure drilled into on the Centurion. go and finish off this spider, I think. Yeah, I think I'm going to do a precision strike here. Oh, no, we don't need to do a precision strike. Let's do a regular old attack. Not with that, if he's, yeah, centre arm was at 20. We really don't need to do that. Let's just try this. This should be enough. There he pops. So if that's 5 out of 8 destroyed garrison units, so 3 more to go. So there's a dragon, I think there's a locust, and that Walking Dead griffin. Physical attacks with a locust against a warhammer. Yeah, not a good idea. So Oculus is still running relatively hot here. And so I'm really tempted to do that, but I think it will expose us to that annoying turret back there. You know, I'm just going to let him brace, and then the next turn he can jump over, and hopefully he'll get like the finishing shot on that dragon. Who's this now? Ah, okay, we've got some pretty nasty damage here on the left arm as well, so we'll just show our right hand side to the enemy here. Let's just have a think. Really not bothered about like showing my rear arc to that locust, so let's just, yeah, we'll just finish off this chap here, and this should be enough. And is that the dragon doing its LRM 10 maybe? Not too sure about that. You can just go and punch this wee chap here. Just get rid of this annoying thing. There we go. That sinks some nice heat there as well because he's in the water. And I think with Delilah we'll sprint. Yeah, let's go there. Hopefully she can draw some fire from this dragon and he'll leave Oculus and Talon alone. I think we'll be alright going here, I think. What leg is damaged? It's the right leg. So as long as we show that left hand side, we should be alright. We are jumping into rough terrain there, but I'm not worried about that because we've got no stability damage. Nice. Ooh, left arm destroyed. Very good. Although I think that... Try to think what... I've painted a dragon today as well, so I should know. LRM 10 on the centre, there's an AC5 on the right arm. I think there's a... I was painting Grand Dragons today, actually, and they've got another M laser on them. So I think is the other, no, the other M laser must be. Oh, it's there. It's on the left torso as opposed to the left arm. So we've not destroyed. We've destroyed one of its. So I'm thinking of tabletop. On tabletop, the dragon has an M laser in its back for rear arc fire. That the rear arc fire doesn't exist in this game, which most people are very happy about because most people hate rear fire like weapons in BattleTech. Ooh, nasty, that's his LRM ammo destroyed. So he's still got his AC5, so he's got a gun in the fight here, but decided not to use it, so Delilah should hopefully be able to finish this chap off. There he goes. So that was pretty simple. As you can see though, I think you can probably understand what I was saying about that being a bit of a toughie. So you've just got to think a little bit about how you deal with that tactically and what lance you are bringing. There are many other ways to do that mission. I can imagine there's a relatively simple way to do that with an LRM spam, because you're not against the clock. So you could bring like lots of LRM mechs and a spotter and a mech to try and take out the trucks to take the secondary. So lots of ways to do it. I think that the way that I've done it there seems to me quite conventional with using like a lot of direct fire. Good job, Commander. With the supplies you've just secured for us, our battle mechs will shatter the Directorate's battle line. Smithon will be liberated now and forever, and Lord Carossos will be grateful. Not to put too fine a point on it, but we do need his help, and we shall have it. I'll arrange an audience for him directly. Enjoy your victory, Commander. You've earned it. So if you remember, Lord Carossos is like a, I don't know, coincidentally, he's like a Star League specialist, and he's going to tell us how to decode the secrets of the Argo, which is our ship that we're in. I think there might be some like some post-mission like debriefing or briefing going on after this, so we'll soon find out. So 1.843 million Seabills, that's lovely. A little bit of structure damage, but no components hurt, no crits. Everyone got a lovely level of kills there. Oculus obviously was only in that to get the secondary missions. Everyone else did the heavy lifting, so awesome. Right, we'll take a dragon, because we've got one part of a dragon. I wouldn't mind a dragon. I don't think I need any of those other mechs. Is there any nice plus weaponry? Ugh, it's horrible salvage, unfortunately. We'll take the PPC. Don't think I've got many PPCs. We'll take the Griffin to sell as well. So, Black Box, in orbit, Smithon. My Lord Carossus, what a pleasure it is to see you again. Long did you serve House Arano, and long were you a friend to me. Your loyalty and wisdom are remembered to this day. Spare me the pleasantries, lapdog. You're here because your mistress needs something. Isn't that right, Lady Arano? Go on, speak for yourself. You don't need Madeira to speak for you. My Lord Carossus, my forces have just liberated your system from Directorate control. At this time yesterday afternoon, I was waging war on your behalf. As your liege lady, I require your loyalty and the aid of your technologists, and I expect you to provide it. What you require means nothing to me. For the last 3 years, your uncle has squeezed House Carossus for its labour. His directorate conscripted my house guard, looted my treasury, took my children, all because I kept loyal to House Arano. And where were you while your sworn allies were under attack, while your people were being slaughtered? You were hiding on the damned frontier. I saw your little broadcast from Weldry. By your own admission, you left us to die. Say nothing. Really my concern, this fight. We understand the hardships that you have suffered, sir, but from this point forward you will show me the respect that I am due. Your own son was released from captivity by my hand. I fought and bled to set him free. You saved my Otto, yes, but he isn't the man I remember anymore. The prison administrators on Weldry did something to his mind, and my daughter, Lena, she supported you, you know, even after you abandoned us to our fate. She refused to break faith with you. She sang your praises to all who would listen, until the Directorate made an example of her. Lena was barely 20 years old when she died in your name. My fealty to your cause died with her, and so if you want my help, you will compensate me for it. You have a job for my technologists, and I have a job for your mercenaries. We'll trade service for service, or you'll leave here with nothing. I'm so sorry, Lake Crossus. I didn't know. As a member of the founding council of the Regan Coalition, you're entitled to my help, and you shall have it. My mercenaries will assist you with whatever you need, and I will oversee the task personally. You have my word. Go on then, to Anvil, the planet's first moon. There's a ship, the Newgrange, that needs to be dealt with. My people will send you the details. Now please, go leave me to attend my son. So, they have modern munitions down there, Commander. There's a warehouse full of busted up dragons. That's nice, I wouldn't mind a dragon. I'm not going to tell you that the dragon is a good mech, but it's big and it can carry a lot of guns. He's actually wrong there. It is a big mech, but it can't carry a lot of guns. All its tonnage is given over to the engine, so it's quick, but you can't really get that much on there. If you bring them on board, I'll get them working. Look into the shop. The contract to destroy the Newgrange is ready. Cool. I think that should be the end of this. Yes, now we've got 2 points of a dragon, so I could probably go and buy a dragon quite easily. I don't really need one, so I'm going to have to make a decision if I want to do that or not, because I've got the Marauder and the Warhammer, and they are way better than a dragon. So it might not be worth the Seabills, but we're doing alright for money now. We've got 4.5 million Seabills or thereabouts, so things are chugging along nicely. I think for the next episode I'll do the Newgrange mission, so I've destroyed the Newgrange basically. It's destroy a drop ship on this moon. So I won't do another like random stock taking episode or anything like that. Probably not for a little while now. So I'll bat around with the priority missions, try and do as many of those as possible. Anyway, I'll leave that here. That was a nice simple one, and don't beat yourself up if you're struggling with that mission, because it is a hard one. Like I say, it's always horses for courses. So you see the terrain, see what mechs you've got available to you, and then plan your strategy around that, and you'll probably be fine. But you've got to kind of maintain some kind of like tactical consistency. So you can't just like necessarily bring all your big hitters with the big guns and expect you're going to win the day, because the game has things in place to kind of put the rug under your feet. You are occasionally better with like balanced mechs, like bringing quicker mechs or mechs that have like good range or good heat management. Like you can even see, I have very good heat management on my mechs, but I still run them hot. Like the Enforcer there was basically had to stand still for a while, but it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make, because when he does need to tank up, that boy can tank up with that UAC 5 and 3M lasers. So you're just always playing the kind of percentages games with BattleTech. Anyway, I'll leave it there. So I'll thank you very much for watching, and I'll hopefully catch you next time.